I think whatever decision we make, we have to make sure we devote a lot of like time and attention and thinking to it, just so that AI doesn't end up taking our thing at the end of within the next 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Let's talk about corporate life. Like, do you find the corporate life in the corporate world to be a bit draining sometimes, or like a bit toxic because you're working with other people and you're sometimes striving for the same position or promotion? Like there's competition, there's jealousy, there's all that stuff. And I wanted to ask you for your opinion on that.
Yeah. So there's pros and cons to corporate.
Okay.
As you rightly said, competition is huge. Everyone's competing for the same thing. It was so hard for me to land this degree apprenticeship. There was only 2 of us in my year at sixth form that got degree apprenticeships, and she went to another company. I must admit, it wasn't really like, it's not massively marketed and promoted as well, which is an element of it, and uni is really like shoved down your throat. So that is definitely a big factor. But in terms of corporate, I'm coming up to nearly 4 years in corporate. Long enough. It's very weird. Like, it really depends on where you're at. But in terms of the UK corporate lifestyle, like, it's very much, as I mentioned, like working from home. There's a lot of flexibility to it. That's a big pro. Like today, for example, we're in London. We were shooting a video yesterday for his channel. I'm here working in London.
Yeah.
So I can.
Yeah.
I work from home where I live in Norwich 90% of the time.
So you don't interact with like your colleagues that often?
No. And I do miss that.
You miss that?
Yeah,
right.
But like, this is where it comes into what I mentioned about social anxiety earlier. Like, we're not as interactive. And I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm anxious to go speak to people in person, but it's just like people aren't as social anymore, unfortunately. And I feel like they're trying to make that shift come back. And this has definitely been from COVID, like massively. That was just, everyone's in the office, then obviously working all on Teams. But yeah, there's a shift. Like, it's now mandatory to come in the office 1 day a week. They made that a rule because you just wouldn't see anyone for months.
Right.
And it's like, how I see corporate, I've always wanted to own my own business. So I've always looked at it as kind of like, okay, if this was my business, what would I change? What would I do? And I've learned by just being internal so much I would change.
Yeah.
And one thing is, I would not have people work from home. If I had like, eventually, if I have a team, who knows, maybe one day, I would like to see them in person.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was going to say that with the flexibility, of course, it's great, but then there is a sense of like too much flexibility.
But don't you think sometimes things get very complicated and toxic when people get together?
There's that, and there's cost as well.
I'm more like on the toxic side of the corporate world.
Right, okay.
That results in unhappiness.
Yeah.
Like, where people just don't want to go.
I'm very, very fortunate to come from a company that are really people orientated and they put their employees first. I would actually argue that.
Yeah, but that's the level of leadership that unfortunately it's very rare to find. Like, when was the last time you came across a leader that actually gives a fuck about his people in his company?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
nowadays, most people are actually, because I think it's the landscape at the moment of the corporate world is actually very selfish, where people only care about themselves. Even those that are in.
Oh, all you got to do is open up LinkedIn. It's like everyone's just glazing themselves. Or literally, they'll put like their most like they'll put like a massive paragraph for making like a small presentation that they've done at work. Like, that's what it is.
The presentation
isn't that the whole world
by ChatGPT or something?
Yeah. So
isn't that the whole world though? Like, everyone's in it for themselves and their family.
Yeah, but this is my question.
It's business. It's like money in. Like, it's all money at the end of the day. It's all power.
So would you say that human beings are mostly very selfish creatures in the sense that they think about?
Well, I'm selfish. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree in a sense.
Like,
yeah, prick.
we are. If you work in the corporate world, you're a robot. Like, Ben's fortunate. You've actually got a good job. I saw it today. They treat you nice.
Yeah.
But for you, are you in the corporate world?
I'm in the corporate world. Yeah. I mean, I've been in the.
But did they not treat you nice?
No, I love it. I personally love my job.
But where did that question? What made you say that question?
Because although I'm in the corporate world and I love my job, I see other people.
What do you see that's toxic? I want to see that.
Yeah, so I would say people will go out their way to go behind your back
Oh,
but for their own benefit.
That's very common.
Yeah,
that is very
okay.
common.
That is like the most common thing.
That's what I was trying to like get at. Like, even though I love my job, I see people who unfortunately don't. And then they are going out there and spreading toxicity and making life hell for others.
but that's all in life, isn't it? Like that's in business.
Oh, 100%.
life
Look.
everywhere.
Wherever there are humans, there will be problems.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I believe